Okay, we are watching some Turkish league today, and I'm very excited for it because this is the first time I've seen Ngapeth with one of his games on here. So let's get into it. It's Istanbul versus Fenerbahce, and Luciano Polanski, he's a Argentinian outside Farad. A, I'm pretty sure he's a Turkish outside. Um, Pretty sure it's I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Sharifi, I know, is from Iran, though. And then this is Chinyese, I believe. Angapeth, you already know. Lagumdzija, one of the brothers. He's the right side. He played with Perugia last year. And I'm not sure who this is, but we'll see. We'll find out. So let's get into it. All right. Chinyese starting us off as a middle with the first serve there. And then he goes too far inside and gets beat down the line. And it looks like they're leaving a ton of line for this guy right off the bat, and he scores into it. Lefty. He's pretty sure this Gomez Galvez, this setter, is from Brazil as well, but not sure. Good ball, and then Agapeth just swings hard cross, and his swing isn't down, like it's very flat, and then it ends up getting his hands, and boom, get the tool. I mean, I don't even know if I would call Ngapeth disciplined, but he takes really good swings consistently, just because he knows how to score. He likes to score, you know. Polanski's a little bit early on that pipe, and look at how he goes, and then he has to slow himself down, and then he's just not able to take a real swing, you know. So be late and then be super fast. Big swing. We're out of system. Let's see. Ball to the outside. Rips it. Goes for the hands, it looks like. Yeah, missed. Ngapeth serving up. Let's see. Floater. Ngapeth could pass. And Ngapeth's team actually loses this game, but I just want you guys to notice how loose and free he is with this pass. Like, he just steps in right in front of the libero, pops it right to the libero, or right to the setter. And then if you can't swing, tip to a good spot. Tip quick, boom. Just like putting pressure like that is way better than making an error because you're trying to swing at the back wall or try to bounce on some just because you're being dumb, you know? And I mean, I'm surprised that the middle has gotten run multiple times now because I don't think the middles will get much action in this game here, but we'll find out. We're going to Lagumdzija. And yeah, he actually looks like he lost some weight. He looks good. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just a different camera. I don't know. But that's a really nice swing. Like, look at that arm swing. Elbow high. Then he contacts it super high. Goes over the top. And that right side just sits in, pops it up, gets hit. Ball's deep out of system. Going to the 4 spot here. And going to the 4 spot out of system is a better call than setting a back or a right side here for the most part, because up here you can miss however tight you want and he can do something about it with it. He just has to make a good decision. Good choice by Ngapeth. And he just reads the game, man. He just reads the game really well. Libero chases it down. Ngapeth goes for it. Is he over? Gosh, that's so nice. Oh, if he would have gotten it, it would have been really nice. But I bet you'll see a lot of unconventional stuff from him that ends up working out because he's just an athlete. Let's see here. Lagumdzija going for it. Also, I'm definitely not pronouncing that right, but hey, we do what we do. We do what we can. It's a nice serve. It's a nice serve. It just clips the tape. And then out of bounds, inbounds, I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's find out. He fully turns his body, but then he just finishes his arm straight forward. Really nice swing. Takes that approach that way. Really nice. Really, really nice. It's a really nice swing. And, oh. And, like when you turn your body like that, you just need to finish your arm straight to where you want to go, or else you're just going to swing way out of bounds. You're just going to overdo it. Bang. Clipped him. And he's swinging deep. Ends up clipping the defender. Let's see here. He goes for a little fake here. Let's see. Ngapeth didn't really he faked him out, honestly. But then his block move just doesn't press enough, it looks like, and it just goes right tight in that seam. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the wide block, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, Let's go. Go to Ngapeth. Little miscommunication. And when he's this far, you just need to wait. You just got to wait and be patient. It looks like Ngapeth ends up going pretty early. And then he has to kind of slow down, adjust, and end up tipping. But let's see here. Let's see what they do out of system. Just goes, I think he's going for a recycle here. Count it. Good read by, again, great read by Ngapeth. He's just there every time. Lugumdzija, a big swing. I'm intrigued to see why they lost this game because, Ngapeth's a beast. Lugumdzija played with Perugia. He's a beast. Clipped hands here. Wow. That's crazy. Another great pass, though. He's just so loose with it. He's just so loose, and he just is able to make quick adjustments because he's not, locked into a certain angle or whatever. Yeah, this is probably just pure OT. Mostly OT. But stuff happens. Let's see. Ooh, ace in the seam. And this is why you serve seams here. Okay, even at the professional level, these guys just miscommunicate with their seam. If one guy's not behind the other, like this is his seam, if he's not going behind him, then they hit each other, mess up, and they get aced. Goes for another seam though. Let's see, over the top. I love this route. I'm usually not too big of a fan of going to a spot, but if a setter is able to hit it, it actually really spaces out the floor well. And yeah. And then he just finds him. And that, him being still available, even though that pass gets moved back, forces Lugumdzija to stay in, help out still, possibly be less strong of a blocker on him. And then he gets a tool. Very nice. There was a lot of pressure on Ngapeth as a blocker there. He had the middle that he was helping out with, his primary, and that pipe there. But he comes back with an ace. Good lift. Oh yeah. Look at that transition by this guy. Hustles out there. Good transition. Goes OT. Scores. Maybe a backdoor. Not sure. But chops it. Yeah, and Ngapeth's always so confident to go for stuff. I feel like his confidence is just what makes him so good as a volleyball player. He's obviously got great skills and all, but he has the confidence just to mess around and do some stuff out there sometimes. Great job again. Again, this guy just leaves a little bit of line, and then this guy just goes for it, gets a tool. Yeah. Yeah, and now Ngapeth's just going on a crazy run. This is many, many points now. And he's mixing up the types of serves. He's mixing up everything. He's doing well. And then what is that approach? Why is he leaning that way on the approach? It might have been supposed to be a fake. I'm not really sure. But then this middle just commits on him. Grabs the angle. Bang. Easy. Yeah, I don't know what that was supposed to be, but whatever. And like, this is what I'm talking about with those last minute late adjustments, is see how he just kind of, he makes his initial move and then he has to like kind of jump and lean back and fall away to get that ball where it needs to be. But it's a good pass. It's a pretty much perfect pass. Good lift. Lugumdzija goes for it and gets soft touched. Let's see that block move. He really cheats in. This blocker really cheats in. But then he still gets his feet there. Look at that big step. Drifts on purpose. You know, when he's covering this far, you know, he's looking to go triple block this guy, I would assume. But then he still recovers well, takes big steps, recovers well, reaches just barely outside his body. He doesn't reach too far outside of his body to where he's, you know, not pressing anymore. But he reaches just enough to get his hand in front of the ball, get a really nice soft touch. And then sadly, there's just a misconnection there. Yeah, it's rough. That stinks. Ngapeth goes to the outside. Tooled. And I mean, this is maybe 3 times in a row when this outside has just attacked that smaller blocker. What's ever mad at that guy for? Not sure what they're arguing about, but whatever. Chinyese is back in now. Again, same deal. Like, this looks like something that you wouldn't teach kids to do, like swing your arms or whatever. But it's a dime. It doesn't matter. It's a dime. It's perfect. It's just last minute adjustments, feeling loose enough to just make that adjustment and be free, you know? Let's go out of system from Ngapeth. Rips to the high hands, goes through, out of system. Let's see. Yep, gonna go for the recycle. But this is why you go for recycles sometimes, because sometimes it just sneaks through. You get a tool kill, you get a sneak through kill, something like that, you know? Like, you don't always have to just blast it as hard as you can to score, you know? Yeah, Lugumdzija, just OT from the back row. Dude's a beast. He's a very physical player. And like, he's already very tall, he's already very long, he jumps pretty well, but that arm swing and the way that he contacts the ball is what allows him to go OT from the back row like that. You know, so miss serve, 16-14. You see with this pass, he's taking it from outside of his body, and then he's trying to bring it back here, and then it misses back here. Okay, that's why you need to really move your feet quickly, get your forehead underneath the ball so that you don't have to compensate with your arms. But then Ngapeth just gets blocked there, just back to the back line. Unlucky. Stuff will happen though. Ooh, little roll shot. And again, like, if you're able to swing OT on people like that, where the block only takes away all this stuff, like all the short stuff, then bang, tipping it right over top. A little off speed, right behind. You're just playing a yo-yo game with that defense, you know. Perfect pass over the top, bang. And again, just a decently quick swing to a good angle. That middle might need to press. Yeah, if he presses, I feel like he gets that block, but so many times when middles are late, they try to put their hands into the angle before they press, and it just doesn't work out. It's a really good swing. I mean, he might be able to get himself out of the court a little bit there, because that's, I guess, the target. Maybe Ngapeth maybe missed that ball a little bit far, but stuff happened. Oh, bumped him. Weird ball. Ball's still up. Ball's still alive. Yeah, and even on his free balls, you're still expecting something interesting, you know? Very rare to see someone try to tip to that deep corner like that, but hey, maybe it would have worked. Who knows? Floater. Am I in? Am I in fast motion right now? Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Sorry, guys. Yeah, floater. It's a really nice serve. Then wow, pops it up. And I think somebody got the net. Yeah. 20-18. Yeah, and you see right here, he makes the move, but then he gets locked on this hip here. It's ideal to make a move and then either be balanced with your feet or have your weight, the weight that you have on your body, have that on your opposite foot. So if you're passing on your right side, have it on your either balanced between the 2 feet or most of your weight on that left foot, the opposite foot there. Because you see here, he gets there, and then the ball's maybe further than he expected or higher than he expected, but he's not really mobile enough or able to move and make that last minute adjustment. Like you'll see Ngapeth really shuffle well, and wow. So Geniesi went off the hands there. That's a tool. Yeah, it's a tool. Floater. Yeah, and even here is a little bit better. Where he's here, he's at least balanced right here, and then he can just move forward and make a final adjustment, and that ball's perfect. Well, sneaks through, and again, that's why it's important for this outside to press well, because if he does this and dives and opens up his right shoulder a bit, that opens up this little seam here and opens up the left side of this blocker, So just be a disciplined blocker. When it's a double block, just be disciplined with it. Yeah, it's a good block, good dive. Nice hand. Look at that hand. Look at how he presses that hand. And he's got to reach high for it, too. Like, obviously, Lugumdzija is reaching super high and hitting it super high. So, great block. Fully extended arm. But, yeah, he's pressed. That's a really nice block. Tip off the block. When it's tight like that, you can just be quick. And even just, like, dunking it towards here ends up getting him a tool, Spinner. Nope. Spin. Good pass again. I think Ngapeth's passing just about perfect right now. Again, force people to beat you high, because a lot of the time when people try to beat you high, it just turns into a soft touch of some sort, Hey. Sometimes it turns into this, but you take your chances. That's a tough one when they get moved past the pin like that. That's just it's a tough one to do anything with. But the blocker's at a disadvantage at all times. So stuff happens. I think it's out of bounds. Yeah, no touch. 23-23 floater. Ooh, catches him low again. And again, like, he's falling back a little bit, and then he gets it kind of at his chin almost, and then he just doesn't have any power to do anything with it, and he's falling back. There's just not much to do. I think Ngapeth makes a few errors down the stretch here. Well, you don't really see that too much. He's usually a pretty clutch player. Good pass over the top. Again, on the pipe, if you see this guy up, and especially if the middle is serving, a tip right there is so nice. So very, very nice. Let's see here. Spinner. Lefty spinner. Down the seam. Ngapeth out of system again. Gets a soft touch. Nice. Really nice. Really nice set. Just dishing it. And he's ready to go hit, but then the ball's there. And again, like, if you're going to attempt to do this, You're going to go in your approach, but then when you see that the ball's not there, you're not going to jump anymore. You're going to run, get your hands on the ball still, put the ball up, bang. Good. That's the first set. Rough pass again. Ball's just slipping through these guys' hands, it looks like. There it is. There's the hands. Let's look at the difference between these two. Look at how slow his hands are here. Slow, bang. Then it just slips through. And now watch this one. Look how quick he is. Look how he goes. Low to high. Finishes his hands high. Perfect right on top of the guy's head. And one. Oh, wow. Good job by Polanski there. That's Polanski, right? Yeah. Good dig. And again, just like touching it. Just a little stab. Putting it up. And the thing I'm even more impressed by is how calm he is through this movement. Like, it's going to the outside. He moves back. He's almost slow and really calm. And then just sits still so that he can react, that he's not doing too much. Because the more you're moving, the more you're going to have to compensate and do something special, you know? So it's just better to be calm, not moving, and then you can make whatever move you need to right on your body. And I mean, same goes for when it's kind of an off speed, like you're expecting an off speed, is you want to be calm and not moving so that you can move your feet, you know? But when it's hard driven, you still want to be calm, not moving, so that you can move your arms to wherever they need to be, and maybe even drop or dive somewhere if you need to. And this Polanski guy is just picking apart this team, honestly. He's doing real well. Ngapeth out of system. Lugumdzija, high hands. Yeah. And they're going after this guy out of system. They're abusing his block many, many times now. I don't know if maybe he needs to dive further to the line or what he needs to do, but bang. Ngapeth chops it short again. Out of bounds, inbounds, or touch, something like that. Not sure. I would assume touch. Yeah. Spinner. Let's see. Oh, out of system. This team, you know, they're struggling to pass, honestly. Like this guy and this libero are struggling to pass. And I mean, Ngapeth has made a few mistakes as well, but out of system, they're going to be so much worse. It's just very obvious. And he even goes as far to make an error because he really wants to attack and use this guy's line. Use this guy's arms, use his block. And attempts to score on his line. Like, again, just sitting still and then making a reaction move. And especially against a player like Lugumdzija, where he's going to go OT and deep into the court very consistently. You want to just sit behind the block, be patient, just react. Nice. Yeah. Again, like, he's pressing super high. He's reaching super high, and then he's not pressing on that low ball. And if he just presses a little bit more, he might get that block. That's a nice swing. And this is the Iranian guy, I believe, right? Yeah, maybe not. No, this is the Turkish guy, I think. Very explosive. Takes a quick swing down the line there. Really nice. Floater. Nope. Lugumdzija. See if we can get him going. We got 6-7 in the second. Yeesh, man. And they're just getting... Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. I thought that trickled through. Nice spin. And, I mean, this is another reason why I love when people serve from the one spot to the deep corner. Because look at how much it cuts. And it just skips off his platform because he doesn't get around it enough. And right here, with this pass that's coming to you, maybe cutting a lot, miss inside, overcompensate with the angle, You know, you'd rather miss too far inside and forward than back here, because if you miss it, the error ratio, I guess, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's so much more likely that it's going to skip off like that if you do that. You know, like if you try to be too cute with it. Off the hands again. Lots of out of system high swings off the hands, getting tools. Lots of that happening right now. And they go for it again. It looks like he goes for another tool. But then this guy just presses really well. Yeah, look at how he finishes the block too. Gets up there, finishes the block, and he just catches the inside of his hand and then doesn't go towards the guys that are covering him, you know? And, you know, another thing that Ngapeth's really good at is fully extending and reaching when he's passing. But that might partially be because he makes some lazy moves with his feet, in my opinion. But, hey, whatever works, man. He's a beast, that's for sure. Yeah. And then if the middle's not serving, then, and you have a triple block up, definitely tip here, because it either takes out the right side or it takes out the center. But, yeah. This guy went for this twice now. Out of bounds. And if you're not going to be able to fake someone out, then don't fake it all. Ngapeth with a stare down there. Mad at this guy for going for it. And he tries to get him again. Does not get him. Let's see. I say the dude does it one more time. Let's see. Really nice swing. And I mean, I feel like he's just a little bit shallow. Like especially with Chinese up there, he's got such long arms, he can take so much away. That ball's landing back here, even if it is in. You know, if it's not, then it might be out. But yeah, he's just got to be deeper, especially with a good double block in front of it. You know, you just got to be deeper. Yeah, good move by Ngapeth. And if he's going to go wide like this, I like how he starts finishing his hands in like that. Like how he finishes his hands like that into the court, you know. Bang, gets a nice block there. And he stares this guy down too. Yeah, I don't know. I can see Ngapeth ended up getting carded. We'll see. We'll find out. Good swing. Really nice swing. Look at the patience. Again, patience. And then explosive and fast. Quick with the arm swing, slow with the approach. Until he's starting to jump. You know, like slow with the creep up, explosive with the jump, explosive with the swing. Same deal here. Even there with the tip, he accelerates and then tips into the block. Bang. And it works out. Ngapeth, you silly goose. Sneaking it in there. Bang. And he's throwing some stare downs. He's throwing some looks. Oh, yeah. Oh, what? I mean, Ngapeth made the right move. He jousted and then swiped. We'll see what it gets called. Oh, wow, it got called for them. That's crazy. If there's no challenge system, he definitely gets that call all day. But, I mean, in college, in certain pro leagues, if you don't have a challenge system, the swipe is such a beautiful thing. And I like how Ngapeth just very subtly dives into the line here and just puts his hands a little bit this way, because he's gone for so many tools right outside the block so far. Yeah, great block by Ngapeth. Ngapeth's starting to go off now. He goes back to the service line, keeps his streak going. Let's see if they get a block here. Yup. Look at that block. That's a large human right there. Holy crap. Finishes the block well. Wow. Yeesh. Second set, 15-13. Chops it short, takes that guy out. Ooh, who hit the antenna though? It looks like Lugumdzija hit the antenna. Yeah. Looks like he grabbed it. That'll happen. But Fenerbahce is starting to get going here. Ngapeth's definitely getting hot. Floater from the big guy, he misses. Flow from each team miss. Lugumdzija, a great serve. Let's see. And again, he's just contacting it so high every time that it's just right over top that tape. Huge serve. Let's see how fast that is. Bang. Yeah, you just don't have much time to react there. It's very impressive. Oh, and Ngapeth's running the offense here. So it must have been a block sub. That's crazy. But again, just like being a volleyball player instead of just being, oh, I'm just a middle. Oh, I'm just an outside. Oh, this and that, whatever. It allows your team to do more stuff. You know, like you got a big server on the line. You want to keep him there. Throw a block sub in there. See if you can figure out a way to score more. He must be just a middle, not trying to get in anybody's way. Beautiful. And he just makes the simple choice of throwing to the outside where it's going to be a little bit slower. And this guy jumps with him. This guy jumps with the middle because he knows that him and Chirping are boys. Ah, Lugumdzija misses. No worries, though. That'll happen. On. Going to the pipe. And he doesn't need much approach. It's just like a simple 3-step, quick thing. And then he swings sharp, swings every angle, has everything available. Bang, chops it deep there. Yeah, and he has so much available to him because he just allows himself to be so creative up there. Let's see. And it looks like that guy's back in. I don't know who the setter is, but yeah, it must be. Yeah, I knew he was in the middle. You know, good for this lefty setter for going for that. Oh. Yeah, he just gets field goaled. And that setter talked a lot right there after that. Sorry, I didn't mean to touch that time. You see these guys throwing high fives at each other. Good swing. It's a good swing, but it's a really nice move by this 6-spot defender here. And it looks like he's just reading his arm swing here. Reading his body language and just creeping over, popping it up. Out of system. Let's see who can score. Touches. Yeah, it's touches. Wow. Istanbul's playing great. This team here is just doing really well. Oh, and then Chirping popping it down that line. Oof, and he misses the serve. Dang, dude. They're shooting themselves in the foot so much here, though. And again, you see the libero finish his hands high on that float really nicely. Yeah. This one's tough. This one's tough. You either want to rip it as hard as you can to a corner or just tip and see what you can get out of it. Sorry. All right, let's see. 33. Ace. Yeah, Fenerbahce is going to win this one. Miss serve. But again, it looks like they're just struggling to sustain a run because they're missing some serves, you know? Like, Istanbul is not, they're not siding out super well right now. And they're just ending their own runs, you know? Ngapeth goes for the hands there, but looks like he misses. Now it's a 1-point game. I was thinking Fenerbahce was going to run away with it, but now that lefty's serving really well into Ngapeth's seam. Well, not actually. It's the libero's seam, but he probably knows that Ngapeth's going to reach on it, and that's going to be a bad pass out of system. Lugumdzija off the hands gets the side out. Really nice. 24-22. Let's see. Oh, Ngapeth just misses there. Let's see. Really nice swing. Wow. I want to see that serve one more time. Yeah, just chops it towards this guy. Gets him semi-in system. Getting a double block in front of him. But then this guy just stays too shallow. He stays too shallow. Obviously, you know, maybe he could bounce it, but That's not what you want to be able to dig. You want to be able to dig that one. And then he gets it at his chest and messes it up. Spinner. Big swing out of bounds there. See you, bud. All right, we got the third set here going. That looked in, actually. Out of bounds. Lots of missed serves here. Ooh, that's an ace. Yup, that's an ace. Again, just hitting some seams. Forcing people to be clean in their seams is it's a good tactic. Yeah, it's interesting how much space you actually get down the line sometimes. Like, he's able to swing to that line seam even though that ball is right there, you know? Like, it's just depending on the angle that he has on that ball. Good take. Right side, Ngapeth. Over the top. Sometimes he's swinging high like this. Sometimes he swings low. Sometimes he does this, that, whatever. He's got options. He's got range. He's got a lot of tools in the bag. They're not happy with him for kicking that one. Ngapeth out of bounds. Yeah, and Ngapeth's a very streaky player, you know? Like, he'll have some serious hot streaks. Then he'll have some really cold streaks, you know? That's just him. That's just how an emotional player like that plays. You know, it's just how it flows. You know, he wants the hype. He wants the energy. Okay. 5-4. And now they're hitting Ngapeth with floats, and he's struggling to pass it because he's a little bit cold. He gets lazy sometimes, you know. He's one of my favorite players of all time, but let's be honest, he gets lazy sometimes. Floater. Good pass. For what it was, it looks like it floated back to him. Like, it's right on the line, and it just looks like it floats back to him. But that's why the last minute adjustments are important. Lugumdzija rips it to the hands. Yeah, Lugumdzija swung really close to the pin there, but the closer he is to the pin, the harder it is for that blocker to take the angle away. So it's good stuff. Over the top. Great swing by Ngapeth. And then look at how he cheats in here. Look at how far he goes. He's ready for this ball right in the middle. Takes a really nice swing. Well, he takes a good approach at least, but then he just swings a little bit low into the block and gets housed. I don't know why I said really good swing automatically. I was just excited for it, I think. Out of bounds. Nope. 8-7. High swing, really nice. Yeah, and that's just staying high on some really big blockers. Well, honestly, Chinies is the only really big blocker there, but still, you got me. Let's see here. Tries to fake. You know, but he doesn't do too much, and then he makes sure that he hits the window. You know, like, because sometimes even just a little fake, the dude's gonna, most of the time, if the dude's going to jump with the setter, he's already decided. You know, he's already pretty primed to do so. So even just a small fake, if he's already thinking about doing it, he's going to jump. If he's not thinking about it, he might let pretty much anything go, you know? So even just a small fake sometimes is good. But you got to mix it up, though. You can't make a small fake every time and then never do anything, you know? You got to do it sometimes. You got to actually swing. Got to actually dunk it, whatever it is. Great serves. Really nice serves here. And again, he's just ripping into the seams. And those seams get a little bit wonky when you're served from that angle there. Great swing. And these guys are going at it right here. They're just yapping at each other every time. This guy's making good moves. He just gets tooled down the line because he dives across there. Out of bounds. Let's see. Lugumdzija. Good dunk. Good choice. I don't know if he's getting mad at his teammates or what, but this guy's playing fine. I I think Polanski's playing great. I don't know why they're getting all crazy about things. Like right here, even just a small fake right there makes this guy think about it a little bit. And it makes him pause and then go. Bang. Nice calmness with Ngapeth there. Takes a rip. Out of system here. Ooh. Should have scored. Now you give them another chance to swing. Whew. Luckily, they don't hit the hands. Ngapeth's missed a few serves here. And they're going after his line again. Oh, he could have grabbed that, no? I think he could have done something with that. Hitting his line again. There's the good pass. Yeah. Weird move by the middle, not going to lie. Floater. We'll figure it out later. That's a really nice swing. Really high, really deep. I think that's in. Yeah, that's a crazy swing. And if he's doing that every time, bang. I like this setter. He's a dog. Like this is the fun stuff you like to watch when you see people compete. Like guys who just want to go at it. They'll take some risks because they really want to win. They want to do something. Like that's fun stuff right there. Bang, another seam ball. That's just another ace. Let's see here. Polanski chops it. Love this. I love this swing here. Kind of a softer move by this trail blocker because he's, a little bit late to it. A little bit tight to the blockers, whatever. And then Polanski just capitalizes on that and chops it with some speed over the angle. And again, like, it's not like he has to hit it with every single ounce of power that he has or every single, I guess, Newton of force that he can create. But he hits this guy in a way that he doesn't expect it, and then bang, doesn't get the dig, Spinner, not a great pass. Over the net, yeah, not a good pass. And then they run the middle there. And they run the middle in transition, really nice. And it's just a two-step approach. And he still gets a kill because he's swinging the deep corner. Bang, missed serves. So many missed serves in this game. People are going for it. It's fair. Spinner chops it. Let's see. And, this ball kind of misses inside a little bit, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst miss there is. It looks like they're honestly, like, looking to keep this ball inside. Very interesting to see that there. That ball can be quicker without the outside, struggling to hit it too. It's interesting. Oh, he tries to get there. He tries to get it to his right shoulder, but then it's just a weird one. Yeah, it's tough. Lefty spinner chops it off the tape. Fenerbahce up 21-18. How do they lose this? Touch by Ngapeth. Good reaction by Lugumdzija. And then a beautiful tip. That's so nice. That's so nice. Yeah, no, that's clean as heck. Ooh. All right, 19-22. Ngapeth chops it short, gets the outside slowed down there. And then just a really clutch swing there. Ripping high off the block, gets a kill. 22-20. Floater, good pass. And yeah, Ngapeth has finally started to make adjustments on this serve where they're trying to beat up his line. And he's timing again. Lugumdzija out of bounds. And he's going to try and go further to his line, yeah. And it's very apparent that Ngapeth doesn't want to pass it in between him and this line, Like, he'd much rather be moving into the court. But this is what dogs do. This guy's a freaking dog, dude. This guy is a dog. And he's just going for it. In clutch scenarios like this, it's tied. This is a very pivotal point And he's like, yeah, I'll take this. I'll do that. That's me. I can do this. Yeah, I'm going to go get it, Just go get it instead of being scared to fail. You're not running away from failure. You're chasing the wins. Let's see. Throws it up there. Misses inside perfectly. And then takes a high rip off the hands. Polonsky. I like Polonsky. He's a fun player. He's a good player. Might try to watch him sometime. He's a 1999 kid, so he's 26 years old. Yeah, Lugumdzija just tips it high though. Lugumdzija, like those high tips like that are kind of tough, like the throws, And he goes again. He goes for it again, which I respect the Nads to do it. But now they're super primed to do it. Like they're super primed to block him on it. I want to see what Ngapeth does here. Sorry. Nope. He didn't even do anything. See, this is fun though. I like this. This is fun stuff, man. Let it go. Who cares? Don't throw out cards to people. Like that's just stupid. And then he does it again. He says, "Okay, cool, you got me." But guess what? I have the advantage, because he can hit it or he can set someone, And then he gets a one-on-one, swings it to the deep corner, bang. That's cool, man. I like this guy. Christian Manue. I like him. Where's he from? Outside, good swing. Let's see, 24-25. Lugumdzija, great pass. Look at this here. Sharifi here. Perfect pass. That's a really clutch pass, too. Really important one. Because that's a huge serve by Lugumdzija. Like, he went for it 24-25. Dog mentality there. And dimed it. Gets him in system, and it works out. That's a good move by Chinese, Like, that's a good touch. Slows it down. And Libero just reacts a little too early there, I guess. I mean, it's not a bad reaction, though. It's just a kind of unlucky. Out of system here. Really great set by Ngapeth. Oof. And then just OT. Nice. Really nice swing in Istanbul's clutching this up here. Missed serve, though. Never mind. Polonsky, come on. You can't be not clutch. Come on now. Sneaks it through. Yeah, and if that middle's pressing late, you got to just go for it and sneak it under him. Over the top. Ooh. Who's this bald fella? Oh, blonde. He's blonde. Never mind. And Istanbul takes that set there. Going into the fourth set. Wait, I want to see the reaction. I want to see the celebration real quick. Yeah, they're hyped. They should be. That's a very important set to take. Close sets like that against a really good team like Fenerbahce. Really important to take those close sets. Hits the antenna there. Going outside. Lugumdzija. Ooh. Okay. Really nice block move. This guy's fun, man. It's a really nice move. He might have went a little bit too far, but he dove back in with his arms, and it's good. And then he's just taking swings. He's offensive, man. He's aggressive with it. I love it. Yeah, nice. Ngapeth getting a nice kill. Honestly, this guy's impressing me. This setter here is impressing me more than Ngapeth right now. Out dog. Getting out clutched. Out. What would the word be? I don't even know. Out. He just got more attitude, I guess. I don't even know. It's not really even a good word for it. And I mean, especially after a set like this, where Istanbul clutches a set against a really good team who, probably isn't used to losing sets like that. He kind of held that, but that's all right. But anyways, they lose a set to a team like that. He goes for it again. Same play. And I mean, I assume that Fenerbahce is not used to losing sets like that. Like they got all the confidence in the world over there. Really scrambly play right there. Big serve, big swing. Let's see. Semi-in system to Lugumdzija. The back row. Let's see. Off the hands. Ooh, good cover. Good cover by this guy. Gets in there, pops it up. Deep out of system Lugumdzija. Good choice. Just chops it into that hand. And like, look at how high he has to swing to keep that ball from getting blocked. And that's a beautiful recycle because of that. And then this setter just rushes forward again. Gets hit. He's got to stay deep. He's got to trust the block a little bit more there, and let the swing get back there to him. They're making some weird plays right here, but they've clutched it up before, so they can't get too worried. And they went Italian setup here to get him back to the outside. Bang. And it worked out. Because even though they're out of system, they go to him, and he can score off that smaller blocker. Bang. Gets a tool. Let's see here. Chops it. Really nice. Out. Bang. This guy's fun. He's very explosive. Chops it really sharp. Floater. Let's see. Ooh, finds him. Nope. Dang, dude. Lots of interesting plays here. All right, let's see. I mean, that's multiple times in a row that outside has just cut it underneath the blockers and gotten a really nice angle on it. Like, really, really good angles. And I think it's almost a 3 outside system over there for Istanbul. Yeah, and that's a hype play as well. I mean, I like the patience by this middle. I think he could have made a better move, a more physical move, but he's huge. He puts his hands in the right place, makes a great move. Count it, man. Good serve. And then he has to get all the way over to the right side. Let's see here. Runs the middle. Really nice run. And they're very focused on Ngapeth there, so it's a good run. Give it to that middle. Give him time. Like, you know that Ngapeth wants that ball back, so either give it back to him or run the middle. There's not another option, really. Bang. Quick swing. Big blocker like that. A blocker that jumps really high and reaches really high. Quickly chop it low on him, you know. Let's see. Great pass. Let's see. Bang. Ooh. Yeah, good recovery move. And again, like, he's late. This middle's late. But he just jumps over, presses, takes care of the low ball. Bang. I mean, middles, if you're swinging low, you have to expect that there's a chance that they get you, that the middle gets you if he jumps, you know? Yeah, it's a good recycle. Really nice recycle. Then he chops it up high. Swings on 2. Ooh, okay. That's a weird one. Miss serve. Yeah, when that ball dies inside like that, you should jump inside with your block like this. I mean, if he could have done it more, he might have gotten the block, but great choice. Great swing by that right side. And, I mean, the outside blocker made the right decision, but he might not have done it enough, you know? Lefty spinner. This guy rips it out of bounds. Lugumdzija, thank you for making your serve, kid. Whoa. Yeah, let's see here. Deep swing again. Quick swing, quick tempo, quick run. I mean, you know, even though Istanbul over here is a little bit like I don't know if shifty is the right word, but it's like their connections aren't perfect all the time. But they adjust, they find a way. Like on this ball where where they run this really fast tempo, he recycles it. He makes something happen. He might be trying to throw it in between the block, but it ends up being a recycle. And then right there, he's patient. It's not a good connection. It's not a good high ball. Chops it to a corner, gets them semi in system. Just patient, trusting that your defense can do something. And then a quick ball like this is really nice. And I don't know if Polanski called it quick, or if he called it like just whatever tempo, because it's what they already ran. But still a good run no matter what. Out of system here. He up-tooled. Let's see. Good pass. And with the new rotation rules off that toss, he can back up and pass like this, which is really nice, which helps a lot of teams out. Ooh. Oof, nice. Again, this guy's swinging really sharp every time. And I mean, it helped, like, he's taking an approach really straight on, so he can obviously crank it to the line. But he still opens himself up and then just chops it thumb down and gets really good angles on it. He's impressive. He's an impressive attacker here. See a ball. That one's 20 feet out. That one's probably out as well. I don't know. Stuff like this as a coach, I don't like that. Like, oh, okay. Oh, they played a ball that might be out. Oh, wait. Cry about it, buddy. Spinner. Okay. Out of system. Let's see. Lugumdzija. Is he back row or? Wow. Just barely. Sheesh. That's a really nice swing. Again, that's a nice serve from the 5. And again, even though he's approaching here, let's see how he can do this, because he's approaching from here, and then he just has to turn himself really, really extremely, and then just like side cut it with his arm. Really nice swing. He's swung super sharp like that 75% of the last however many balls. Bang. What, they call this a double or what? Yeah, they called it a double. The new rules are like that with doubles and whatnot. Nice dive route. Nice dive route with the middle, and then he just throws it right over the top. I like that a lot, actually. What the heck is that read? That's such a good read. This number 12, he reads in defense really well. He just reads the arm swing really well. And Ngapeth gets some semi in system there. Good block touch. Let's see. Going to the outside. Bang, big block. Huge block. This guy presses really well. He's got long arms. He's got big hands. He presses really well. And he makes aggressive block moves too. 21-18. Recycle, and nobody's there. Nobody's there. Rough stuff. You got to know if your team is going to recycle. Like you got to be able to trust your team to recycle. And if you're that teammate that isn't covering, then you need to. You need to fix that, or else you're not going to be able to expect the other guys to cover as well. Like hold yourself to that same standard. Miss serve, spinner, Lugumdzija, big serve, semi right there. I like that outside though. Still up there. Let's see, Lugumdzija. Out of system. They might be able to score here. But again, patience. He's patient. Let's see what happens. Especially with Ngapeth being the setter in this scenario. They can get triple block in front of him. Bang, gets a block. Patient, and then be clean with blocking and stuff. What a game. Thanks for watching, guys.